Hello.
Hello, is this Julia?
Yes,
Julia?
I am trying to figure out how to turn off the waiting room function.
I actually would like to keep it up, if that's okay.
Sure.
It looks like some folks are coming in. I know Sylvia, hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. And maybe Giovanna's with us or not quite yet.
So let me work on getting on turning over co-hosting duties, and then we should be pretty much set.
Okay, great.
I haven't done this before. I mean, let's see.
I think we got another link via email, but then I went through the sketch, the link that it's on the, I don't know, the platform sketch, and that worked, but the other one didn't. I don't know.
Okay.
Just FYI, this is being live streamed now. So that means it's going to end up being recorded. And I don't know that we want to, there's no pause, unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay, make co-host.
Could I test my screen sharing abilities?
Sure, go ahead.
Looks great.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Will Giovanna also be sharing her screen? No? Okay.
No, it's the same Jamboard. We will be working on interactive Jamboard with everyone that joins.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll have an hour for this session. So I'll try, if it's okay with you, maybe we'll stop between 10 and 15 minutes before the close of the session for questions. It sounds pretty interactive, so if you want to stretch that longer, that's okay too.
Yeah, it's mostly interactive. So it's all about, folks adding stuff and we reflecting together about those things. Yeah.
Sounds great. So I will put up my screen just for the time being as we welcome folks in.
Great. And thank you so much for organizing this.
My pleasure.
And for what it's worth, I am in the central time zone, so I'm trying to do the math, but, because most of the people I interact with are in the eastern US time zone, but, just be aware of that.
Oh, thank you.
I am in Nashville. Okay, are all the settings where they need to be?
I've sent you some messages. Could you just check in Zoom chat, please?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. We are about to get started here for our session. You'll see the conference website, our slide here rather has the conference website link, a link to our code of conduct, the Twitter hashtag we'll be using, the Slack invite where all of the discussion in terms of typed discussion will happen. You might notice that we have changed the settings on the Zoom chat here to encourage folks to use the Slack channels as opposed to the Zoom chat. This will be a very interactive session though. So as our presenters encourage you to respond, please feel free to unmute yourself, and we will do our best to incorporate any discussion or questions from the Slack into the session here today. We do also have a Slack thread for help, 2023-conf help. If you experience any technical issues or need any assistance during the session, we'll be happy to help you get the help that you need. We also have a link to the YouTube channel and videos from the 2023 conference. This session is being live streamed and recorded, so you can feel free to go back and watch it later. And also share that link with others if folks want to be able to watch the sessions and are not in the Zoom. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. This presentation is the present and future of libraries through Wikimedia. We are joined by our two colleagues from the Wikimedia Foundation, Giovanna Fontanelle, Program Officer for Culture and Heritage, and Silvia Gutierrez de la Torre, also with the Wikimedia Foundation, a Senior Program Officer for Libraries. So with that, we will go ahead and get started. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you over in Slack, and looking forward to the session.
Thank you so much for the introductions, and hello to everyone. We're so excited to be here. As Calliope mentioned, this is going to be a very interactive session, so we want you to participate in the Jamboard we have prepared. We have 3 sections for our Jamboard, and we want to talk with you about the present, who you are. So we will have a first session on learning who you are, and Giovanna is going to explain further how that will work. Then we will have another one that is also about the present, and it's about the projects you like. But we're also thinking about the future, right? So we so the projects will be a little bit like the past, so to say, but then we want to talk about the future. So what are the things you expect to see, want to learn? And that is going to be our final part in our wrap. We're going to do a wrap up there. So Giovanna is going to explain what our first activity is, and I'm going to share our Jamboard. I hope everyone gets to see it, and also I will share in the chat the link so you can actively participate. So Giovanna, the floor is yours. And I'm looking to because I have the Jamboard in another screen, but I'm here.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to see you all here. Thank you for participating in our session, in our workshop. And as Silvia said, I'm going to be doing this first slide on our Jamboard. And I don't know if everyone got the chance to read the description of our session before the start. But this first part here is where we want, as Silvia said, to get to know the past and to get to know you a little bit better, get to know each other a little bit better. And what we are proposing here is that you will edit this Jamboard. I believe Silvia already shared the link on this on the chat. Thank you so much, Silvia. And we want you to answer what brought you to be a librarian who uses Wikidata. And you answer that part on the left side of your screen with the yellow sticky notes. And if you see a note that you agree with or that you see yourself represented, please add 1 heart to it. And you can add as many hearts as you want to. And then on the second part, with the orange sticky notes, we want you to answer, even if you don't use Wikidata, tell us what you would like to learn. So we wanted to have this first slide for both people that understand Wikidata and those that feel that don't understand it that much, but would like to participate in the activity too. So it's okay if you don't use Wikidata, please just tell us what you like to learn there.
And just a housekeeping note, we will have 3 minutes to do this, and but you're already so fast, so this is going great. Thank you so much for sharing. I see the Sparkle queries are getting a lot of love, so yeah, I agree with that. Those are great. So thank you for sharing, and we will have then another 3 minutes to go through them and yeah, talk about those answers. Thank you.
So let's wait until like past the hour 9 minutes. So yeah. Sylvia, I see that some people are saying that we have a limit to the Jamboard. Maybe we could have, I was thinking that maybe we could create like the same Jamboard in a second link and just ask for the people who
That
are
would be an option.
over the
Also,
limit. Yeah.
you can write it in the chat and we will make sure that we put the comments so we have them all in one place.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. And good to know that there's a Jamboard limit. Yeah, so I guess 30 would be the limit. So please do share your ideas in the chat and we will make sure that we add them to the this is very good to know. Thank you. So I'm monitoring the chat in case someone wants to yes, so I see one message and I'm going to add a thing someone wants to learn to the Jamboard. There it is. So if you just thank you so much to the folks that have been adding things to the chat. Try to be as quick as you are. And wow, I'm loving how populated this is. Like you can hardly get space to add all of the great ideas you have. So I'll give it 1 more minute, given the little hiccup we had, technical hiccup, to add some more of the things you have added. So
Sylvia, I'm messaging you some of the ones from Slack so that you have those too.
oh, that's very kind. Thank you. Yes. So I see, yeah. Hope we have that. And let's stop at 10 past to get time to yeah, read those and perhaps group some that are similar. And wow, you're an amazing crowd. I love when people like we were nervous of, oh, will they want to share? And wow, this is so cool.
I have also added a few that people send me just to me because for some reason, some people can just send us some directed messages. So
Great,
I'm sorry
that's
for
great.
that, folks, but yeah, we are adding everything that we see. Thank you so much.
Oh, I also love the comments. Yes, pretty much the reasons why I love Wikidata as well. So we have already reached 10 past the hour, but this Jamboree will be open. So, and we still want to hear more. I think I almost managed to integrate all of the ones that were sent to me. So yes.
We start reading some.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And perhaps if you see that the one that Giovanna is reading, for instance, connects to another, shout out, like say, oh, I see this, you know, like here I have two that I feel that here's multilingual identifiers and metadata, and here this connects with identifiers, right? So maybe we can find another one that is related.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Giovanna, would you like to start?
yeah, well, I have seen some that are like, you know, sparkling to me a little bit, and I want to read them. And then, Sylvia, I don't know if maybe you want to separate some that you are already interested into. But as we are here in this conference, I really like the participation in the LD4 community. And I was wondering, hoping if the person who added that, or if there are other people who agree with that, if they would like to say something and talk a little bit about how they start to participate in the LD4 community and how it has been their experience with that. Would someone be comfortable with open the mic and talking a little bit about that?
Sorry, and I just deleted one that was duplicated. So identifiers clearly is one of the most loved aspects, and I'm just bringing all the hearts that it had. So, yep.
So maybe we can just continue to read some of them then. I see some like working in diverse community, which I think it goes really well with participating in the art and feminism, which I imagine the community of art and feminism. I also see that a lot of people added a lot of hearts in the sparkers and pretty visualizations. I also think that's one of the most important things that Wikidata can offer. Other here that's pretty similar is visualization options for Sparkle results on shared data. What else?
I think yeah, does anyone see something that they want to add about Sparkle queries? Like what is something that, or if you want to share Sparkle queries in the comments that you feel like, oh, this is, you know, that this was an eye-opening Sparkle query, or say something about it, please do open your mic and tell us about the visualizations or whatever that felt like eye-opening. Perhaps no one can unmute themselves.
I believe everyone should be able to unmute themselves, but if you have a hard time, please feel free to raise your hand and I can manually unmute you.
Well, I guess I'm Benjamin Riesenberg from the University of Washington, and I'll just say that the Sparkle tools are, it's very attractive to me because the tools are so great and it offers such a wide variety of things that you can do. I'm thinking about the map visualizations, for example, and because you have a huge amount of data to work with. So it's far beyond both the amount of data that I think I would have if I was just trying to do something using data only from my institution. And also I think the tool is something beyond what I could build or, you know, my institution could build. So it's really just a great opportunity to see what Sparkle could do. And that's kind of how I think of it.
Thank you so much, Benjamin. And this is so well related, as far as I see it, with also another point that has been given, and it's this idea of de-silo, right? De-silo local data and, you know, connect. I feel that this is something here. It's also here in this creating entities and, you know, in a way that it's collaborative. Someone also pointed out how being a cataloger is like being part of a closed system, but now with Wikidata, you know, they felt that it was freeing. I love that idea, right? So yes, thank you so much. And this is also part of this other point that got a lot of hearts, which is connect my library data to the larger web, right? Connecting. I feel like this is something that gets us very excited. And there are very interesting questions also on the other side of people wanting to learn things. And I think this is what the LD4 community is very good at teaching, right, and sharing. So some of the ideas I would like to highlight because they got the most hearts is, so people want to learn about potential project ideas and ways other people have used it. So, you know, having a list of use cases is something we have heard a lot about, right, Giovanna? And I think this is something we really want to keep working with the community, right? LD4 is such a great place already, right? And the community hours and so on. So I think this is also interesting. And I feel another one that got a lot of hearts is that people want to understand more how GLAM folks can use it. So I think that's connected, right? Use cases. People want to see use cases so they can better understand how to use it. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to go through this, but we will write a report connecting all the things that we had here so we can share and perhaps seek some space in the community hours to keep talking about this. I think it's very important. And let us move on to the next.
Siva, I just think that it's interesting, the last point that you raised, because it is part of our second slide, which is we are going to talk about examples. And well, as we are seeing now, what GLAMs working with linked data on the Wikimedia projects do you know? And if you know them, please share a link or just give a shout out or just like say the name of the institution there. And if you have seen that as well, you can add like the kind of the building institution emoji to the stick note and or the heart if you just like that project a lot as well. And Sylvia and I, we wanted to bring, because the original idea for this workshop is that we would have the past part in which we would understand where we came from and where were like our desires with Wikidata from like a past perspective. And now we would do like a presentation talking about 2 different institutions and projects on the Wikimedia project, which is we would talk about the Digital Public Library of America and the African Library and Information and Association Institutions, AFLIA. And then we decided that as we would have just 1 hour for this workshop, which usually it's not a lot for a workshop model, we decided that we wanted to skip the presentation and share the links for those 2 projects so that you can learn more about them. They are two of the biggest library related projects on Wikimedia. And we are sharing a link for each of them in those two sticky notes. And then ask you to talk about other projects that you have seen around. And like, of course, that we are in a library conference, but if you want to add projects that are not about libraries or by libraries, but others that you have seen around. And if you also want to share links or examples of projects that are not just on Wikimedia, but they also have a kind of open GLAM, open culture side to it, so that it's bigger than the Wikimedia projects. Please also do that. Feel free to do it. It's great to see other examples of open projects out there with institutions. So I think this is this is a great activity for us to get to know other projects, and for the people in the room to also know other projects that we just don't have the way of getting to know about the project until this moment. So please,
Absolutely.
this one. Yeah.
And just reminding folks who just joined that if you can't access the Jamboard, you can send us your links to the chat to either Giovanna or me, and we will add them. So for instance, I was just giving the link for Digital Scriptorium, and it's now there. So if you know, as Giovanna said, if you know about the project, add this emoji to the sticky note. And if you didn't know, but you like it, you can add a heart. So that's how we're working right now. And we also have 2 more minutes to populate this. And then perhaps folks can share a little bit more about those projects with their mics on. So 24 past the hour, we will stop sharing about this. Thank you so much. Oh, and just a reminder, so we are on the same Jamboard link. It's just that we were first at slide 1, and you can click here on next frame, and then you can go to the one we're currently editing.
And if you have been participating in the FD4 monthly meetings, and you have heard about a project there and you thought it was interesting, please add to the stick note here. It doesn't need to be like an institution that you are connected with, just one that you have seen around and that you liked it, or that you would like people to know more about it.
And here's a comment from someone that says that is having trouble to get the links on the Jamboard. We will both share, a PDF of the results, but also a little report. So don't worry, you will get to this. And again, if you want to add something and can't access the Jamboard, do share it on the chat. We'll add it. So again, I think we're running out of time for this one. Let's give it 1 more minute. What do you think, Giovanna? Sure. So 25 past the hour, so you can. So I'm just grouping the Wikibase projects together.
For some reason, I cannot see like the hearts on the Jamboard myself. And I think
Oh.
it's, for me, it's having like a few minutes, even kind of delay on the, yeah, I can see from your screen, so it's fine.
Okay. So now we have time for anyone who wants to open their mic and share a little bit more about any of the projects that you see on screen right now. As Giovanna said, it doesn't matter if you don't manage it. It's just like if you know about it and you want to share a little bit more of what it is about, please do share. So the floor is yours. Perhaps I can get us kick-started with one that I love, which is the African Library and Information Association, AFLIA's Wikidata project. So this is one continental association that is creating a whole program of training Wikidata for librarians. So it's one of the first Wikidata-oriented workshops for librarians that is in different modules. And I think this is very exciting and something I would love to see other associations adapt, learn from. And yeah, so that's one. And I see Lynn Ramson has her hand up. So please, Lynn.
Thanks. Yeah, so I posted about the Digital Scriptorium project, and I'm the project director. And what we're doing is creating a National Union catalog for pre-modern manuscripts in American collections. And we're using Wikibase to store our data, to collect our members' data, transform it, and enrich it with semantically enrich it, and then publish it on a Wikibase, as well as through this sort of user-friendly search interface that I think the link that's in the takes you to. But we're also one of our ideas, and it's sort of an experiment for us, is contributing what we call our DSIDs, and these are the persistent and unique identifiers for each manuscript that's in Digital Scriptorium. We want to contribute those to Wikidata with some associated authoritative values for disambiguation purposes, to see if we can increase access and discoverability through the Wikidata platform. So I'd be curious to know if anyone's done anything similar to this and what their experience is. And I'd be happy to answer any questions about.
Thank you so much. And if you feel comfortable with this question, then would you mind sharing with others what is Wikibase? So just in case other folks don't know about it. And if not, don't worry, I can do also, I can give it a try, but if you would like to share from your experience with Digital Scriptorium.
Sure, and just one word of caution, I'm not the technical person on the project, but Wikibase is the underlying software for Wikidata. So it's what structures the Wikidata that you see when you go to a Wikidata island.
I think you explained it very well. And I feel that that's the type of explanations we sometimes need, not from the very deep technical side, although that is also very interesting, but just, a general idea. So yeah, thank you so much. Would someone would like to share something about the Chinese Culture and Heritage project that got 2 hearts, or the theology community of practice? That is also something that people like, and I will add a heart to the Digital Scriptorium, which is a great project.
I think someone raised their hand, Stephen, I think, and then they lowered. I don't know if it was because, well, if you want to talk, please.
I'm just going to talk about something about Wikibase, but I'll pull back for now because these are really good. I want to hear about these other ones, but about our experience using Wikibase. But I can talk about that in a bit. That's why I raised my hand.
Please, Liu, Spencer.
Yes. Hi there. Can everybody hear me? I'm from Shanghai Liu Spencer. I'm from the Carleton College, but I'm in the group of the Chinese Cultural Heritage Wikidata projects. A group of about 10 or even plus a little bit more. After our work a year later, we were able to recruit some people, and we are really take advantage of the bilingual of this linked data in Wikidata projects here. So basically we are trying to focus, I think this is the big picture here, but we want to focus with one small projects. We try to identify the women, female points in Ming and Qing dynasty. I think the reason we choose that because they will be focus points, and then we are trying to put linking their Chinese name if it can be identified, and associated with their English name is possible. So I think it's very challenging because sometimes in those old times, it's hard to kind of making the link. But I think Wikidata was able to provide this platform for us. So, and we are continuing to work a little bit more other projects as well too. So, just a nutshell. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing this. I was like, this was the one that caught my attention the most because I have not seen this project until this moment, and it just I'm really looking thank you for giving this description, and I'm really looking forward to deep diving on the link that you shared to learn more about the project. It just sounds really, 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 really amazing. Yeah.
And I just want to add points. Actually, our group maybe last year in LD4 they actually had a presentation and some poster session in the LA as well too. So maybe you guys would like to look it up as well too.
It's available from the last year, right? As a video, that's it?
I think so. I think we have the other two folks from the group, they presented as well too. So
that's all useful to know. Thank you so much. I will research it.
Yeah. I mean, if you find the links for presentations of those projects, that would also be great to add to the post-it. So if there are presentations where folks can learn more, that would be great. Fortunately, I have the horrible task of looking at time, and I think we need to move forward. But again, let's keep this conversation and adding more videos and stuff so we can learn more about these projects. I think this is a great opportunity to exchange and know other people that are working on similar things, perhaps. As you can see here, we have a big Wikibase cluster, so that is very exciting. So let's go now to tools. And actually, this was one of the questions that was already popping in our chat. So yes, we would love to know about what tools or aspects of Wikidata are particularly useful. And what we mean by aspects of Wikidata, because perhaps that is not as clear as tools, is I can connect with external databases. I can enrich my authority files. So maybe things like that. And if you could also share one reason why you love that tool. For instance, here, Scholia has been added because I can showcase the research at my university, for instance. Maybe that's one reason you like it, but maybe there are other reasons. So please feel free to add the tool and also a reason why you like this or why you like that aspect of Wikidata. Yeah, PitScan, pretty nice tool. I'm going to put it on green so we know that that's the tool, and then the reasons on blue. Thank you so much.
And once again, if you like to give it a heart to that tool or the reason, please do. There is also the tool if you you consider that's a tool that you also know, the toolbox, I mean, the emoji of the toolbox. And we put it the DNA emoji as you connected to that, the reason why the person is adding that tool or that aspect. So you can add that too if you think that you are agreeing with the reason.
Yeah. Also, I have a question from Slack, which is like, what might be a good class or something for other beginners? And this could be also added as a tool. So I'm going to add learnwikidata.net as a tool. And there might be other tools of how to learn Wikidata. So let's also think about that, not just tools to do stuff, but also to learn.
I also want to ask if people know some tools related to shared data on commons, which was a project that I worked with for a long time. Do you know this? Do you know any aspects of tools related to it? And if you do, please add them. I will not add it because I worked with it, so I will not do that. But if you know them, please add to the stick notes too. Because it's not like, it is not Wikidata, but it is Wikidata, as everything is connected to Wikidata in the end there too. So it's just Wikidata with images, basically.
And we have 1 more minute for this. Okay, I'm adding the aspects you share on the chat. And great. So I feel like we have reached our time limit for this activity, but I can see quick statements is already here. And yeah, that one is one that gets a lot of love. And open refinement, you can see the cluster here. Actually, we forgot to say that we thought about this DNA emojis to vote for aspects. That's and the toolbox to vote for tools, but you know, hearts work as well. So that's okay. Oh, source MG, yeah. The as far as I know, it was the first version was discontinued, and then there was a second one. Then now only the first version works. So I don't know if you have encountered that problem, but yeah. So I already unofficially started commenting on these, but if you want to share something about any of these tools, please open your mic and tell us why you love certain tools. So maybe someone will learn about it and say, oh, perhaps this is the thing I was looking for. So, oh, Giovanna.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say real quickly how it's so good to see this slide kind of coming to life, because you start to see the connections between tools and aspects of Wikidata. So for example, we see OpenRefine there with a lot of blue stick notes, like comments and, you know, things that they find useful about OpenRefine. A lot of hearts, of course, but then you see that actually, you know, OpenRefine, it's also connecting people to other tools, like for example, creating quick segments batches easily. And so they will use quick segments after using OpenRefine. So it is interesting to see how there is a pathway that people follow with tools to make their work easier, right? And yeah, it's just like, as the Wikimedia project, as linked data, it's all kind of connected and built together collaboratively, right? So this is also part of the spirit. So it's nice to see that happening. And I do wonder if people here, they started to use already the newer version of OpenRefine that they developed last year. I can even drop a link on the chat about that too, if you want to.
100% agree, Joanna, with what you just said. And if anyone else would like to share something about tools, and if you feel like, oh, I have something I really wished existed, don't worry, we will have a slide for that. So that would be our next activity. So let's concentrate now on what exists and why you love it. And if no one wants to talk specifically about something or feel that it's already well represented in this, in the notes, let's slowly move to the next one. And thank you, Giovanna, for sharing that link. The new OpenRefine version has very interesting add-ons. So yeah, I mean, added abilities. So if you already loved OpenRefine, you're going to love it even more. Cool. So this is our slide to talk about things we wish existed, right? Like, okay, OpenRefine is already great for many reasons, but perhaps there are some things that you would love to see happen. Remember, now we're on our slide number 4. So you can move through our boards like this. And please, again, feel free to drop things in the chat and we will add it. And this is to say, like, yes, I wish this aspect was something that happened, that got developed. And this is to vote, oh yeah, this is one characteristic of Wikidata I would love to see. So yeah, you can vote with characteristics and with tool abilities you would like to see. And maybe it's a tool that doesn't even exist. So feel free to add those too. And we have 3 minutes for this.
And this is the moment to be sincere. Please don't, you know, don't mind hurting our feelings. Just please just say what is on your mind. You know, what is difficult to work. We need to listen to that.
Great point, Gio.
Sylvia, maybe you can share the link for this slide in specific, the 4th slide.
I don't know that I can do that. I can just share the.
Maybe because I think I would try to do it. I don't know if people will just be able to see instead of edit, but I will do it.
What I can do is also again showcase how you can get here. So if you open the link and you are here on the first slide, you can just move next frame, next, and next. And then you will get to the one we're working on right now. And again, I'm looking at my chat, so feel free to add comments there and I'll add them to the Jamboard. Again, we have reached our limit, but I see. Okay, let's give it one more minute because I feel like there's a lot of movement. One more minute. Okay. So we have given it another minute, and now is the time to either, talk about a specific aspect you want to clarify, what you mean by it, or, expand on that topic. So I see that many are concerned about semantic inconsistencies. I see there are a lot of emojis there. So we will have a next slide to talk about how we might address that. But for now, let's talk about yeah, if you want to expand on a specific project, for instance, and a specific example of when you encountered this problem. And yeah, I feel like it's related to these ontological confusion also. And please do feel free to, we have 1 minute to talk about this a little bit. So I see things about notability also as a concern.
I also see how some people are talking about how difficult it is to figure out some tools and, Sparkle in a specific. And I also think that's true about certain aspects of OpenRefine and other tools that we have, like the barrier of entrance to understanding those tools is very high, like considering that you have to not only understand the tool, but also like the entire ecosystem that connects it to the tool as well. Yeah, I have, this is, yeah. We have
I
been
think that
thinking a lot
I see that.
about,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
No, that we just have been thinking a lot about training often to try to solve that.
Yeah.
And we're
And I
fine with
feel
all
like,
the training soon, by the way. I can give a spoiler about that.
and there are a lot of trainings I feel that are very interesting in YouTube, for instance, past training. So I would recommend to go to those. Obviously, try to search the most recent ones because the most recent versions of the tools tend to be featured there. So for Sparkle, I feel your pain. I know it's hard, but also, there is a huge community and different languages as well. So do not Google only in English. If your mother tongue is another language, there might be training in your own language. So that's good. And again, we don't get paid by the community hours, but we do recommend that you join them. There's so many things, so many questions that can get answered in those gatherings. So yeah, but let's find solutions for this common pain points. I feel like this is very good to see, right? To see, oh, this is where we're getting stuck. We should move to the next one for now. But we have very interesting concerns here, and perhaps we can talk deeper about this here. So if you feel like I would love to, talk more about persistent links, right? Or multilinguality, which has been raised here and here, right? Concepts are missing in my language, or labels and so on. Here there are many ideas about the concepts, right? So how could you imagine you could address this? Would you like, maybe you are someone who does know a lot about Sparkle, right? And you would love to, you would say, oh, I would love to use the WikiLearn platform, Moodle platform to create training or, stuff like that. So do think about these pain points and things you would like to see, and you can take any of this Lore Ipsum. We didn't do it in sticky notes because we felt that perhaps for this, you would need a little bit more space to elaborate on things you would like to see do. So yeah, take one of those, and we will have 3 minutes for that, so we can have 3 minutes to wrap up. So here we see reconciliation can be a huge lift. And if you already know about hacks, or you can figure out, oh, this would help, do edit here. And be looking at my chat. Okay, we're 2 minutes away from ending this session, but I'm so happy to read in the comments from Slack that this session has been useful. So yes, that's what we wanted. And I love how it is useful in the sense that you have seen others struggling on same things as you have. So yeah. Here is, I'm just adding some of the last comments I saw in the chat, but we'll go through it. We have 2 minutes left, and I just wanted to use half of 1 minute to thank you all for being here, for being so proactively collaborating in this Jamboard. And we hope to keep this conversation going. This was just to, you know, sparkle it a little bit, have it in one place, but it's not done. So yeah, we will be sharing in the Slack the Jamboard again as a PDF, but also the collaborative one, and adding some notes. We will create a little report where we try to gather things that are common and keep talking about this too.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone, but especially those that you know, really participated, even though they didn't have the access to the Jamboard. Thank you so much for making sure that we would get your comments. We got a lot of them in the chat here and on Slack. So thank you so much for participating, even though we had that little problem. This was very, very useful for us, and we hope that it was useful for you too, and that we can, you know, walk further with what we learned from this session. So thank you so much.
Okay, our time is up. I'll ask the organizers to get a copy of our chat just in case I missed one of your comments. And thank you. Thank you. Keep enjoying LD4. Bye-bye. I'm not sure if this is the same
Thank you
session.
all, appreciate it. I will leave the session and I did grab the chat, Sylvia. I will email it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.